Greetings, literature lovers. Today we are going to talk about Negritude Movement. Now, Negritude was both a literary and ideological movement led by French-speaking black writers and intellectuals from France's colonies in Africa and the Caribbean in the 1930s. The movement is marked by its rejection of European colonization and its role in the African diaspora. Pride in blackness and traditional African values and culture mixed with an undercurrent of Marxist ideals. Negritude was born from a shared experience of discrimination and oppression and an attempt to dispel stereotypes and create a new black consciousness. It is quite related to the Harlem Renaissance. The movement drew its inspiration from Harlem Renaissance, which was beginning its decline, and the Harlem Renaissance, which was alternatively called the New Negro Renaissance, fostered black artists and leaders who provided a sense of pride and advocacy in the black community and a refusal to submit to injustices. But as the glory days of the Harlem Renaissance came to an end, many African American intellectuals of the period moved to France, seeking a haven against racism and segregation. Among these artists were Langston Hughes, James Weldon Johnson, Richard Wright, and Claude McKay. So the movement founders were M. Caesar Singer and Leon Gaudron Damas. Met while studying in Paris in 1931 and began to publish the first journal devoted to the black student in 1934. The term negritude was coined by Caesar in Notebook of a Return to the Native Land, 1939, and it means, in his words, the simple recognition of the fact that one is black, the acceptance of this fact and of our destiny as blacks, of our history and culture. Even in this beginnings, negritude was truly an international movement. It drew inspiration from the flowering of African American culture brought about by Harlem Renaissance and found a home in the canon of French literature. For the political standpoint, negritude was an important aspect to the rejection of colonialism emerging at the curb of African independence movement. Negritude made an impact on how the colonized viewed themselves. It also sparked and fed off subsequent literary movements that were responding to global politics. M. Caesar and his wife Suzanne would become prominent Caribbean surrealist writers respected by surrealist leader Andre Breton. Sartre's introduction, Black Orpheums, discussed negritude as the anti-racist racism. All the four prominent writers who talked about it. So we can conclude that the concept of negritude is a defining milestone in the rehabilitation of Africa and African diasporic identity and dignity. It is driving inspiration behind the current flowering of literature by black Francophone writers, alongside other Pan-African movements such as the Harlem Renaissance, Guerrillism, Negrismo. Negritude has contributed to writing Africa and its achievements back into history, as well as fostering solidarity among Africans and people of African descent. That's all for today. Do share your views in the comment section. Thanks for listening.